now, Ben.
Yeah.
Double Diamond Ben Stukel, take it away. Dr. Ben Stukel, take it away.
All right. Okay, you guys. So I really didn't have anything planned for tonight because I just didn't know what it was that, you know, we really wanted to cover or what we really should cover. And I kind of went back through some of my notes from Anaheim and just wasn't really, I don't know, motivated to cover that material tonight. So I kind of went a little bit off the cuff here, put some stuff together and what I've really been thinking about. And so we're going to go through with that. And we're all going to enjoy it because you have to, because you're here and I'm the one running the call tonight. So first of all, you know, I've really been thinking that there were two general themes that I thought were really strong coming out of our Rapid City event. And to me, they were getting out of your own way and just move, take action, right? I think that everybody kind of is starting to feel that sense of urgency again, and we're starting to create that ignorance on fire, if you will. You know, we said that at the conference, but that was probably the major theme, the major thing that I felt when we were there was, hey, it's time to roll, let's go. And that was the idea of those goal sheets that you guys filled out while you were there, and those goal sheets of what we've really been focusing on since that, in meeting with you guys, trying to set up what those goals are and really take action. So the general theme of taking action. And the second one I thought was the idea of really building community, building our BLP, and protecting our community. And I think that's huge right now. That's huge in direct sales, but it's huge in our business, is getting together and doing this thing together, and quit looking at this as something you have to do alone, because that's just not the case. And I think we have more people committed right now than we've had in a long time in this business. So it's really, really exciting. So I want to touch on those two things tonight real quick and just kind of go through what my thoughts were on those. And the first one, of course, is taking action. I think there's an idea that you guys need to really think about here, which is, do you realize that what you're making today, what you're reaping today, if you will, is what you planted 30, 60, or even 90 days ago. So what your check is today is really all about your action 30, 60, or 90 days ago, probably closer to 60 or 90, to be quite honest. So if you look back, what were you doing in October? What were you doing in November? Because that's going to reflect directly on where you are right now, what your check is, you know, what you're seeing in your back office. And so I think we need to look at that with some urgency right now, because what that would mean, what we do today, what we're doing right now in January, is really going to be all about April, May, even March, April, and May, and where do we want to be at that time? I mean, what does your goal sheet say? What are you thinking is going to be? What do you want your check to be? How many people do you want to impact by March, April, or May? Because quite frankly, that means you need to be working on that right now. It's like planting a garden, right? So we don't go plant a garden thinking we're going to then pick our crop tomorrow. And that really embodies what this particular business is all about, which is doing the work now, but knowing we're going to harvest that crop a little bit later. So we got to get to work, and we have to plant seeds, right? So how many seeds are you going to plant? I mean, you plant a few seeds, what are you really going to harvest come March, April, or May? A small amount of seeds, right? So it's all about massive action. Plant a few seeds, get a small harvest. Plant a bunch of seeds, and you'll get a huge harvest. And I think that's really important, because again, it follows the idea of just get out there and really start to take action. I mean, it's a numbers game, you guys. And I know I'm a little hesitant sometimes to use that, because it can sound kind of harsh, if you will, that it's all about the numbers. It's all about the numbers. It's all about the people, but it just means offering a gift. The numbers means offering that gift to more people. And if you can really start to wrap your brain around that idea, you can get off the negative connotation of it being just a numbers game, because it is. We have to impact those people, and the only way we can do that is really putting ourselves out there and really going through the numbers. I wrote down a quote Jim wrote, and he said, "We can make up in numbers what we lack in skill." And I think that's another important idea, which is, you guys, we just have to cover the numbers. Even if you're not doing it perfect, if you're out there doing it and taking action, doing those income producing activities, we call them IPAs, then you can make up for what you keep screwing up. Just keep rolling, keep failing forward, if you will. I know I have read personally, and Sky has too, most of your goal sheets. At least our team, I've gone through those. And most of you, quite frankly, have awesome goals. And they're legitimate goals, but they're big goals. And those are by conference. But to reach those goals, you guys, we have to move. And we have to move now with urgency. That means building a lot of relationships. That means we need to say less to more people, right? We get caught up jabbering and jabbering and jabbering. I don't know how many BBPs I've seen where we just tend to puke on people because it's our pretty little pet, and we want to make sure that we get it done the right way. So we talk and we talk and we talk, and you might even have a customer there saying, "Yeah, I'm ready to do this," but because you keep talking, you actually talk them out of it. So we have to say less to more people. And that's where the numbers game really comes in. Like they say, another one, just be the commercial that sells the movie, right? So if you were to go to somebody and you want to tell them about this awesome movie you just saw, do you go and tell them every single part of that movie? I mean, we all know those people, right? You ask them about a movie and then they basically spill on you every single part of the movie, and it takes them like 30 minutes to tell you all about the movie. And by the time you're done, it's ruined because now you know all about the movie. And they just wasted your time. But how easy is it really to go to somebody without thinking about it and just quickly tell them something about that movie? And how easy is it to convince them to watch it? Some of you are experts at saying, "Oh, you need to see this on Netflix. This is amazing, blah, 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 blah." And when they're done, you're ready to jump on Netflix and watch that movie today or that series. So we just need to be the commercial. We just need to be quick and get through those numbers, but be concise on what you want to get across to them and create interest so that they want to watch that movie. They want to see those videos. They're curious. Another theme, I guess, or idea that kind of came to me is the idea, the massive action. You have to be careful about trying to convince people. We can get caught up in that, spending a lot of time, or wasting really a lot of time, metaphorically spending 30 minutes with one person when we could have spent 3 minutes with 10 people. So that's the whole, it's easier to give birth than to raise the dead, right? And I think that was really powerful from Darren at Rapid when he talked about that. We tend to want something for someone more than they want it themselves. And so we'll sit there and work and work and work to try to drag them with us, when really we just watched, or what we didn't see was 10 people go by that were probably more than happy to listen to what we have to say. We put these unreal expectations on people, and I know as I'm going through goal sheets with people, that's something I've kind of noticed too is, we have our dream team, right? But guess what? Our dream team doesn't always work out. Many of our dream team, we may get them through the videos. We might even sign them up as a member. But the truth is, a lot of times they aren't the people who are knocking it out of the park. It's their next level or the level after that, or it's the people you were least expecting. So we have to be careful with that dream team. We want to approach them, but we don't want to put all of our weight into them to the point that we will spend extraordinary amounts of energy and time just trying to convince them. And I know Sky and I have been guilty of that. You get these people in your mind and you're thinking they're going to knock this out of the park. They would be so good at this. And you talk yourself up so much that you miss a lot of what's going on around you because you're so focused on one person. So pay attention to what's going on. Don't judge. Really be careful about judging people and saying, well, they would do this business or they would do this business, or man, I'm not going to talk to them. That doesn't make any sense. They would never want to do something like this. How do you know? And quite frankly, if you look at your own organization, or if you look at a lot of the organizations in Yoli, I guarantee you most of those leaders will tell you a lot of their organization is not the people they thought it would be. It's a small percentage. I know my organization, a lot of you, we're good friends now, but I hardly knew you when we started this business. So just be aware of that. Be aware that, we don't always know who's going to come out of this business or who's going to join us. Quite frankly, the idea that, dragging people is dangerous, because if we're going to be on a run, like I think you all want to be on, or the majority of you after talking with you in Rapid or after Rapid with our goal sheets, you don't have time. You don't have time to work and convince and convince and convince. Whether you're running for 5-star silver, 5-star gold, car qualification, or diamond, it doesn't matter. We're on a run for conference. And really, we're on a run for the next 3 to 4 months, because that's when we make hay in this business. You make hay when the sun shines. Well, we're there right now. So you don't have time to sit around and wait on somebody that's on your list for a month. Well, I'm going to work on them. I'm focused on them. I'll get them next month. Well, then for the next 30 days, you need to be focused on the other 25 people that you should be approaching. So we've got to really use our time wisely and kind of go at this, I'm going to say somewhat recklessly, and just get to work, getting in front of people, put yourself in positions where you'll meet new people and grow your lists. The other idea was building and protecting our community. And this comes down to something that I have been extremely focused on since conference. It's like a movie playing in my head all the time. Sorry, I'm getting rid of something. And I know anytime something like that really enters my head and it just plays over and over and over, we're going to make this happen. So this is very exciting to me. And it's all about having the vision of being that team at conference, whether it's this year or next year, it doesn't really matter. But I can see that what's happening in our group is we're building this excitement. We're building this team. I know that Sky and I feel more connected probably to our team than we have since we started Yoli. And that's exciting. We are excited to hang out with you guys. And so my vision has been very clear of being that team at conference that is super excited, having a blast. We're at the awards ceremony, and we have people crossing that stage. And I can think of like Leslie Kamara's team, right? If you guys remember a conference last year, they were flipping crazy. Nearly everyone that was in there for the car was off of Leslie's team. And I mean, Leslie tore a muscle in her calf that night because she was jumping up so hard and so excited for her team. Now, who doesn't want to be a part of that? I guarantee you, everyone in that theater that night was thinking, man, wouldn't it be nice to be on that team? Because they were so excited and they had so much stuff going for them. And I feel like that's where we're headed, you guys. I feel like we're finally getting this traction back, and it's coming, and it's just a matter of taking the action and putting it out there and actually becoming that team. But we have to foster that. If you guys can see it like I see it and want to be a part of it, then we have to foster it. We have to build that team concept. We have to build that community, and we have to protect it, right? So protecting that community, Art Jonek talked about that. He said, not only do you have to build community, but you have to protect it. And what that means is you have to pick your people wisely, right? There are people out there that may be great business people, but they're not Yoli people. And they're not going to help your business. They're going to be nothing but cancer for you. And so we have to be careful of that too. When you're going through your numbers, you know, you do want to make sure that those people's morals, values, you know, actions really resonate with our team. And that doesn't happen in every team, just so you know that. So I think we have a very special thing going right now. We just have to make sure we continue to foster that. There was a quote, if everyone is moving forward together, then success will take care of itself. And I think that really sums up what I'm talking about tonight, which is, you know, I can't start this ball rolling. Susan can't start this ball rolling. Kathy can't start this ball rolling. It takes all of us together to really get this whole thing rolling. That's what it takes. It takes a team, and we all want to be part of that. The question really comes down to, are you yourself ready to move forward? I know I have the gut feeling. I have the gut feeling that wave number 2 of Yoli is literally upon us. We saw wave 1. It went crashing through. Some of us jumped on that wave. You know, it's carried us very far. There's been a little lull, but I'm telling you, there's a definite feeling in this business right now that wave number 2 is here. And it's just going to be a matter of who wants it bad enough, who wants to jump on that wave. You know, I'm going to be on it. I guarantee you Kathy's going to be on it. Susan's going to be on it. And we want our team on it. We want this thing to be big, right? I mean, that's my feeling. And I think from taking the temperature of everybody that we're working with on these goal sheets, that's yours too. But it takes action. You have to move. You have to go get it. You have to be unbridled and just decide that now is your time. Let's make our team that team. Let's be those crazy people. Let's be the ones that everybody wants to be part of. That's exciting. Car qualifications, diamonds, they're all going to be made by conference this year. It's just, who's it going to be? And is it going to be our team? And I believe it is. I believe we're going to have multiple diamonds at conference this year. We're going to be excited. I believe we're going to have more car qualifications than we've ever had based on your goals. And if you guys just take the action, we're going to get there. So with all that being said, the question would be, what's the next step, right? So Sky and I have kind of talked this over and have come to the conclusion that we need to help with the action. And so we are going to implement what is called the Power Hour. This is an Art Jonek thing. We are going to do power hours. And I'm going to start with once a week. I want to work up to twice a week. What a power hour consists of is, it is a Zoom, right? So we're going to be using this technology right here to help us out. Now, we're not doing BBPs on it. What the power hour consists of is us getting on here all together, as many as you can at the specified time. And we're going to try to figure out what that time should be based on kind of a vote, if you will, on Bartlett Blue Diamond. We'll figure out how to do all that and put this thing together. But We want the time that is the most conducive to some of you, and we want the time that would be the most conducive to reaching people. But basically, these are what Robbie called blitzes, right? So we're going to get 15, 20, 30 of us together all for 1 hour and literally invite. You're going to send texts, you're going to call, you're going to do whatever it takes. Just start going through those numbers. Remember the number game. And then we're all going to talk about what happens. We're going to listen to what you're getting for responses. We can all help each other respond back, give our 2 cents on how to handle it. But ultimately, we're going to help each other fail forward. And it's going to be 1 hour of action that you might not have done on your own. So if you're nervous about something, if you're nervous about contacting people, if you're not sure how to do things, you need to be on those power hours. Get on here, join us, but we're going to celebrate too. This is part of creating that community, right? Getting on here, everybody celebrating with each other and making this thing roll. But the main thing to this thing is we need your participation, right? Just like Kathy, Susan, we all these leaders, Clint, Parker, none of us want to be on here if nobody's going to participate. I want to see 15 to 20 for every one of those hour sessions. I want to create a second power hour if we possibly can. I'd like to have one probably 7:30 to 9:30 area, one night a week, and then probably somewhere around noon, 1 o'clock on a different day of the week so that we can catch as many people as possible. And I think this will be something that allows us to push the pedal to the metal on those goal sheets. It's one more tool, so it's an action step. So I'm kind of running out of time, which is good. Kind of been rambling on. So all I can tell you guys is it's time to go. This is our time. It's time to plant those seeds. If you want a huge garden and you want a huge harvest, right now is go time. And it couldn't be a better time because it's January and we have more people willing to do what we want them to do and listen to what we have to say and really accept what we have to offer, if you will, right now than we will any other time of the year. So I think it's time to make a run to Cabo, a run to Transform U Midwest. That's in April, and ultimately a run to conference, and let's get some people on the stage. So with that, I think I'm going to end it, and feel free to unmute yourself and give your 2 cents, if you will.
Do this.
Hey, thank you, Ben. That was awesome. Who's ready to run?
Woohoo!
Yes.
That was great, Dr. Stukel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's so wonderful to see all these faces.
Yes.
It's good. It's always good when you have a second page.
I know, right?
That's what we want to see.
Keep going back to it. Yeah. Wow, look at all these great faces. All right.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks, you guys, all very, very much. Ben, thank you so much.
Yeah,
We'll see everybody
appreciate
next
you all.